Okay guys, so story time on how I met my influencer boyfriend. In case you're wondering, like a how-to guide on like how to meet an influencer boyfriend. So we played iTag in the Planet Fitness for about like 2 months, and then obviously like my gorgeous, beautiful, amazing gym physique, beautiful face card is the reason he came up to me on the treadmill. And so he asked me on a date. He actually already asked me if I was an influencer, and I was like, sir, what do you think this is? And then obviously I didn't realize he was an influencer because he's not that famous. And so I get in the car, I get on Instagram, I look him up, I'm like, oh, this man has 1 million followers. But I still went on the date because I was like, I still don't know who he is. Then I realized the kind of Tik Toks he makes. We're lucky he got a second date. We're still dating, by the way, though. It lasts more than 2 dates. Okay, story time on how my first date with my influencer boyfriend turned into my mom calling the cops. And if you don't know who my influencer boyfriend is, go watch the previous video. So it all started when he asked me on a date and we went to go get dinner. Obviously he got recognized at dinner because, if you didn't know, he's an influencer. And so after dinner, we go back to his house. We're like, yeah, we're just gonna relax, watch a movie. Then this is when things take a turn for the worst. All of a sudden, we hear this aggressive banging on the door. I'm like, what is happening? It literally sounds like someone is trying to rob the house and break down the door. So the influencer gets up, he walks downstairs to see what's going on. I look at my phone, 100 missed calls from my mom. I thought that I was in the house of a serial killer. I was like, this is my last day. So I walk downstairs, the influencer's at the door, 10 cop cars outside. I'm like, I'm on a true crime show. Like, this is the end for me. And so the police start to question me. They're like, who is this man? What's going on? How old are you? Like, have you been kidnapped? I'm like, what? Like, what is going on? Have I been kidnapped? I don't think so. Like, I think I gave consent. We were just about to kiss. So I think, like, I allowed myself to be here. The cops finally tell the influencer to go back inside. And now they're asking me if I'm seriously okay, telling me I can tell the truth now. I was telling the truth. I think everything's okay. Did you see him? He's hot. I don't think he was gonna kidnap me. And so then I have to go talk to my mom. She's screaming at me, telling me, just go back inside. So what was the point? So I'm so embarrassed to go back inside. I'm nervous the influencer is never gonna ask me on a second date, but turns out he did. And now we're dating.
I see him with another woman, another girl. Okay, my baby's asleep, so I thought I would do a story time of my worst date. Dating in Utah, the culture kind of, at least in my mind, if you ask on the date, you pay for the date. Also in Utah, there are tons and tons and tons of dances that you can go to. It's not just prom, it's not just homecoming. There's Sweethearts, Morp, Sadie's, whatever. There's so many. The way you ask to dances in Utah is you knock on the door, you leave like a poster that is asking to the dance. Sometimes you leave like a treat or something like that. So I get a poster on my door. It says something like, come to Sweethearts with me. My name is in the flower. Sweethearts is like a Valentine's Day themed dance. I look and there's bags of flour. Maybe it was 1, maybe it was 2. I don't recall. Bags of flour on my porch. I'm like, He said his name is in the flower. I'm digging through these bags of flowers looking for, or bags of flour to look for his name. I've gone through the whole bag of flour. I'm sure of it. Can't find his name. Then an hour later, there's a bouquet of flowers on my door and a little sign like, sorry, wrong flower. So it's kind of like a funny joke, like he made me dig through all the flour in order to find his name, but he intentionally didn't put his name in the bags of flour because he was going to bring me a bouquet of flowers, whatever. I find his name. We're going to call him Carson, okay? I find Carson's name in the bag of flour and I'm like, hold up, who is this man? Come to find out, he doesn't go to my school. He goes to another school. And at my school, the Sweethearts dance was a boys' choice dance. So when I got a poster asking me to go to my high school's boys' choice Sweethearts dance, I didn't think anything about it. But he was from a different school And at his school, this was a girl's choice dance. If it's a boy's choice dance, the boys ask. If it's a girl's choice dance, the girls ask. So I was like, huh. Also, I hardly knew this Carson kid. He maybe hung out with a friend of a friend of a friend, and he was at like a group hangout one time that I had met him. My mom raised me to never say no to a date though. Obviously, if it was unsafe and the guy was like sketchy, my parents would be like, no, don't go. But she always was, you go on the date even if you're not like attracted to this person, or if you don't like them, like you go on the date because that's the nice thing to do when they ask you. So I was like, okay, got it. Like, I will go to this date. I'll try and make the best of it, even though I thought he was a little off and I wasn't, whatever. I was like, we're just gonna say yes, even though the whole situation of him asking me to a girl's choice dance was already weird. So I buy my dress, we're coordinating details, getting all of the dance plans in place, and he texts me and says, hey, photographer is going to be $15, by the way. And I'm like, why are you telling me this information? What do you mean? You asked me on this date. You're the one, you're paying, right? But it becomes obvious to me that no, I'm supposed to like pay my portion of the photographer. Oh. So then I say, hey, I have a camera. I've done photography. I've taken dance pictures before. Let me do it for free. For free. Save the whole dance group however much money. And he says, no, we've already committed to this girl. She's a friend. Yada yada. Like, fine. It's $15, whatever. Then he goes, oh, and can you pick me up? I just barely got my license and my mom doesn't want me driving people around yet. I said no. Said no. Meet you there. Meet you there. So everything that's happened up until this point, I'm already dreading going on this date because, yeah, like, you're asking me to pay for the photographer on the date that you asked me to. You're asking me to pick you up. This is like a girl's choice dance. By the way, we had 2 other couples with us in our group. So this is me and Carson over here, and then there's these 2 couples over here. These 4 drove together. Me and him drove separate and met there. So us 4, this 2 couple over here, they just eating each other's face the whole time from what I remember. So yeah, we take the pictures. That was that. I pay her my money. He pays his money. Then we go to dinner. Okay. And this is, again, a formal dance. So he's like suit and tie. I'm in my dress that's like nicer than like whatever. It's a formal dress. And we show up to like this casual Mexican restaurant. Don't get me wrong. This Mexican restaurant is fire. It's fire. It's delicious. Okay. But I'm like, at least could have done like an Olive Garden or something. But honestly, this is the most minuscule, non-problematic part of the whole day. I just have to bring up the fact that, like, we're showing up to this, like, we're, like, dressed up really nice and showing up at this Mexican restaurant. Anyways, we eat our food. He timed things poorly so that when we were done eating our dinner, there was, like, a gap of time where there was nothing to do because the dance hadn't started yet. So we go to his mom's house. I guess he lived there at the time because we were in high school. But we go to his house and his mom's there and she's like, you guys want milkshakes? And we were like, yeah, we'll have some milkshakes, okay? Again, I'm driving separate everywhere that we're going. We eat our milkshakes. At this point, I'm literally stuffed to the brim. I'm feeling ill because we've eaten so much food. Again, a little weird. We're at his mom's house, but not the biggest deal. We're in high school. So then the time to go to the actual dance at the high school comes. So then we drive separate to the high school because the dance is starting. I pull up, he pulls up, he's like, oh, I think I forgot the tickets to get in. I was like, no worries. I'll wait here. So I did. I waited. He went wherever the tickets were, got them, and came back. Also, it's like February because this is Sweetheart's Valentine's Day themed dance. I'm just sitting waiting in the cold for him to go get the tickets. But I would rather be out in the cold than be with him. Like, he was so weird. Okay, so then we get into the dance. Again, at this point, I'm still trying to be, like, positive. I'm not trying to have the worst date ever, okay? I'm not trying to set up myself for the worst date, okay? We get into the dance. I'm trying to, like, have him dance with me, trying to raise the roof, whatever, trying to party with him, okay? Homie, robot, literally cannot groove. Homie cannot groove, which is fine. You can have a good date with someone who doesn't know how to dance. But it wasn't like he just didn't know how to dance. It was like so awkward he couldn't, whatever. Slow songs come on. It's literally, his arms are stiff out front, okay? Arms are completely straight. I'm like, loosen up a little for me, okay? I don't know anybody at the school. I could probably count on one hand how many people I knew at that school. So my friends come, they crash. So obviously, if I don't know anyone at this high school, but my friends crash, who am I going to talk to? Who am I going to say hi to? My friends. Because I wasn't very, like, outgoing at the time. So I'm, like, talking to my friends. While I'm talking to my friends, he disappears. I'm looking around the dance floor, cannot find him nowhere. So again, I've been searching. Maybe an hour passes, I still cannot find him. Dance ends. People are leaving, exiting the dance floor, going home, whatever. I see him with another woman, another girl. She's wearing jeans. She's like casual outfit. Come to find out, he called this girl up. His girlfriend. He asked me on a dance. He had a girlfriend. He calls up his girlfriend to come be with him at the dance while I was on the date with him. I was like, oh, hey, the frick? So then, if you recall, this couple right here, the two that were making out, they went somewhere and were making out. So this sweet little couple right here were stranded because they didn't have their ride. So then he asked me if I could give this little sweet couple here a ride home, and I did.
This is a story time about how me and my friend found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her on Valentine's Day. She would talk about this guy, right? She ended up posting him. She called me 3 a.m, close to 4, around there. It was like, starts crying. I'm like, oh, bro, like, what's wrong? She told me that her boyfriend got into an argument. So she told me to go to her house. And I was just like, dang, I gotta get out of here before my dad wakes up. If not, cook. Like, to her house. I'm going in her room, like, she was literally crying. She starts telling me that they made plans a week ago. They were gonna go somewhere for like 2 hours away. He said that he can't go anymore because his mom said no. He went ghost, so we're like, what the heck? Like, okay, that's even weirder. Yeah, that's what happened, right? So he went ghost, and I ended up falling asleep at her house. Oops, right? My mom wakes up, calls me, she's like, so that day I just kind of like stayed with her till like my parents came. So she's never met the mom, but the mom has heard about her. Forgot to mention, that day she was supposed to meet his mom. I don't know why he didn't answer, but obviously him doing that is already suspicious. So we were out, keep in mind, we were in downtown Chattanooga. We come across like couples taking pictures, and then we see this setup, and I was like, oh, this is a cute setup. And we're like, oh my god, like, that girl's so lucky. And we were like, low-key, like, let's see her watch. And I was like, okay, bet. So there was like some seats, not like, they're not actual seats, but like, it was just like, we could sit there if, you know. We really wanted to see how the girl reacted to him, because, you know, it's a cute proposal. So we stayed, we're yapping, blah blah blah, whatever. We kept checking to see if he would respond. He would never respond. We're like, okay, you know what, whatever. Like, then I saw a boy and girl walking, right? So I was just like, they were coming towards that direction, right? I was like, okay, you know, I think that's damn. Okay, guys, I have to wear glasses. I honestly don't even wear my glasses, but I need to start using my glasses. If you need to wear glasses, you know, wear them. This is your sign. You need to use them because you never know. So I'm over here, like, looking like this, like, they get closer and closer to us. And I'm like, this person looks very familiar. He's probably is from our town. I don't know, like, it's not clicking. Bro, it was him. Then I told my friend, I was like, girl, like, don't crash out, but look. And then she turns around, and then it was him. She gasped, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just here. So she let it happen, like the proposal. She was low-key kind of crashing out that we walked away. We went to the store. She was like, oh, bro, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. And it's just
like, girls, you go up there, act like you don't know them.
So we go up to him. We're like, oh, like, y'all are such a cute couple. And he goes, and after that, the girl was like, oh my gosh, thank you, like, oh, right? So that's when I knew, like, okay, like, the girl didn't know about you. It's him. He literally goes like this. He goes, thank you. Okay. So this is already to your girl, your new girl. He goes to the girl. She was like, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. This guy right here is literally my boyfriend. Sorry that you had to find out this way, blah, blah, right? And she honestly seemed like a really sweet girl. She was so sweet, like, at her, and then looks at my friend, and he goes, okay, like, yes, it's true, and I'm sorry. I literally told him, I was like, what about my friend? So after that, my friend dumped him. The girl dumped him. He tries getting with my friend again. Then he was just like, okay, you know what? Mom's house. I was like, bro, don't even meet his parents anymore. Like, don't even do it. But she did it. And his little sister comes and goes, you're not. And that was the other girl's name. This whole time, like, she thought the family knew who she was, but honestly, they knew who the other girl was. She ended up calling me to pick her up. That's a story time.
When I was around 7, maybe 8, I'm not exactly sure, my brother-in-law came up to me as I was walking towards my sister's room. He came up to me. He picked me up. Let's say this is me. Obviously, I wasn't this small. He picked me up. He sat me on his hip. And with this hand that I'm holding my phone, he wrapped his hand around me. But with this hand, he put it between my legs. And he did this like bouncy, excited motion. Like he was like, yay, I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know if there was a team that won. I don't know. All I know is that I remember this moment vividly because to everyone around, he didn't do anything wrong. Nobody felt that was wrong. Why? He carried me, he's celebrating. But I remember what I felt. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew it was wrong. Something felt wrong. He had his hand in such a placement that was so invasive that at my young age, I knew it was wrong. I just didn't know why it was wrong. I felt uncomfortable and I thought that's what it was. That was that. A child is not going to react. A child is not going to be able to decipher what exactly is going on in that moment. All they know is that it makes them uncomfortable, and some of them might not even react to or feel uncomfortable because they don't know what's going on. They are children. It is our job as the adults to protect these children, to recognize these signs and not excuse them, even if it's nothing, even if there is actually ice in someone's shirt. Because nobody should touch anybody else's child. I would not allow anyone to touch my children, especially in some sort of mannerism that could make them uncomfortable. And my kids know. I've done the field test on them. Like, I've told them, like, if someone grabs you like this and they're congratulating you, like, yeah, good job. Okay. But if someone grabs you like this, or someone touches you in any sort of way, even if it's not in an area that is deemed inappropriate, you tell them to stop, you speak up for yourself, and you move away, or you tell someone, anyone, like, always come to me, because they don't understand. We are the adults. We are the ones who are supposed to advocate, and it doesn't matter if it is a superstar that has won I don't know how many damn games. I'm not versed in basketball. I barely know about it just because my son is in basketball. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what they've won. It doesn't matter how much they're worth. It just doesn't matter. Holy shit, why is it so hard to protect children? Like, so many people are justifying this, and I don't understand how. And now there was no goddamn Ice Cube. Stop being so goddamn oblivious. Sometimes there is so much more to what we are seeing, and we tend to ignore it just because it is a person, a figure of power, a mom, a dad, an uncle, a fucking basketball player. So no, I will not be excusing that. I know I didn't grow up with that man, but even if I did, I would not give a shit. You don't touch anybody inappropriately. You don't do any of that. And there's just no excuse, quite frankly. I feel like I need to make it clear, this video is not for attention. I have unpacked this, I have talked about it, I'm good, I guess, for the most part. But the fact of the matter is that children are going to continue suffering, going through things like what I went through and things that are so much worse until people start holding these people accountable. That whole creepy uncle vibe is very telling. It's not just, oh, he's just some weird uncle. No, it's very telling. And these people are all around us. They're the pastors, they're the teachers, they're the leaders, they're the parents, they're the uncles, they're the cousins. They're everywhere. But they get away with shit because people don't call them out on their bullshit. So until they do, people and children are going to continue suffering. They're going to continue suffering the consequences of people not calling them out.
Okay, this is a story time of how I found out my man has been living a double life and is a pathological liar and cheater. A few people have told me that I need to post this on TikTok, so that's what I'm doing. I look like shit. I don't care. I've been, obviously I'm going through it right now, so I really don't care what I look like. But, let me change my shirt. Okay, so me and this man, we've been dating for about a year now. He has been a great boyfriend. I mean, just wonderful, the most mature guy I've ever met, a gentleman, a sweetheart, romantic. Like, I literally thought I was gonna marry this man. And so did a lot of other people around me who I talked to about him. Like, they thought that, they're like, damn, I thought he was the one for you. And I said, you know, me too. There was no red flags. And I'm very observant. I have trust issues. I had trust issues before I met him because I've been cheated on previously, right? And he knew that. I told him multiple times when we first met, like, I would always be tripping about him playing me or cheating on me, and I'd be like, you know, please don't continue to date me if that's the type of guy you are. Especially don't let me introduce you to my kid, if that's what you're gonna do. And of course, he always said I was tripping and that he's not gonna do that. And he specifically said he didn't want to be the bad guy in my story. So he travels a lot. There was a few times last year he went on a trip with his homeboys. That's what he would say, and like out the country, right? And I would watch his dog for him because, you know, I'm his girlfriend. We went on one trip to Mexico, and well, that was it as far as like, and the rest of the trips he went on, it was just with his friends. Well, so I thought. So this week, as of right now, February, whatever it is, the week of Valentine's Day, I get a text message, not a text message, I get a phone call. It's a FaceTime call, and it's from a weird number, a very long number, that in my head, I'm thinking it's him because his international call and text has been messing up over there in Paris. That's where they're at. I don't know if I said that. So I just assumed it was him. Well, I answered, and I see a female. And my heart just dropped because it's like I immediately knew. Because first of all, why on a random number is calling and a female is FaceTiming me? And I just immediately knew it had something to do with him. And lo and behold, he has been in a relationship for the last 2 years with this girl who just called me on FaceTime. She's from Brazil, so it's been a long distance relationship between him and her. And it turns out all of those trips last year, except for one, all of those trips last year where he was with his homeboys and I was watching his fucking dog, I would drive him to the airport, pick him up from the airport. He was going on vacation with his other girlfriend from Brazil. Whole time. I'm gonna add little notes in here in this story time. But when they went to Dubai, he had brought me back some perfume, and I was on FaceTime. I've been talking to the girl constantly, and she asked me if he bought me any perfume, and I said yeah, it was like some Jimmy Choo, whatever. And she said he bought that when he was with me. He said it was for his mom. This man has played both of us so hard, led us to believe, talked about marriage, kids, living together, literally just a whole future, building a whole future with the both of us, and making us believe that, like, me and her both said, like, we thought that that was the man that we were going to marry. Of course, we don't even know who he is at this point. And he was around my child, thankfully not too much, but he met my child. I could count on two hands how much he met him, but it's still the fact that, like, he knew the whole time what he was doing and still had the audacity to come around my child and continue to see me and call me crazy whenever I would start feeling like insecure or, you know, like a little whatever, because I had trust issues. I have changed a lot over the last year, my behaviors, my toxic, you know, whatever. I stopped accusing him all the time. Anytime I would get a little thought about something, I would just be like, you know what, you know, it's just my trust issues from being cheated on in the past, because he really hadn't given me a real reason to not trust him. While we were in Mexico, somebody called while we were on the beach. Somebody called his phone, and it had a contact name that said twin, and it had a drool emoji. Of course, I grabbed the phone, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And he says, you know, it's his best girlfriend, and I already knew about her, but I'm like, why is there a drool emoji? He said it was some inside joke. Of course, I didn't really buy that shit, but I just let it go, because I'm like, it's just an emoji. Oh, he ended up calling her later while we were on the strip in Cancun, like finding a place to go to. He called her and was like, do you want to say something? Like, do you want to say hello? Like, let me meet the girlfriend that called, right? The girlfriend, not girlfriend, but. So turns out she was the girlfriend from Brazil that he's been with for 2 years. She was screen sharing something with me, and I saw his contact name in her phone as twin. I said, wait a second. Is your name in his phone twin with a drill emoji? And she said, yeah, it used to be, or whatever. And I said, holy shit. You called when we were on the beach in Mexico. We had a whole argument that night. And the fact that that was her calling, and I had no idea. And the fact that he actually pulled up his friend, who is a girl, to call later. I don't know if he filled her in on the information and got her to play along or whatever. Or if he just called her and just said, hey, you want to say hey to my girlfriend or something. But yeah, he really played that shit. Honestly, I'm still in shock, and I'm still processing things. Of course, I've been spiraling, and I've exposed him on every platform. And it's very hurtful to think about all the way that I let my guard down, and the way I loved him, and the memories, you know, just everything, all a part of a breakup. But the fact that, like, there was no red flags, so it was a completely blindside kind of situation for both me and the other girl. She ended up FaceTiming me, like I said, and then she had me on the phone while he was in the room. So we were confronting him together. Now, she had already confronted him before she called me, but then she pulled me up on FaceTime, and so I could confront him. This man has not said a word to either of us. He's not apologized. He's not said anything. Mind you, I still have his dog. I have his car keys. I have his apartment keys. I had an apartment key of my own for his house. And it just, the way he called me crazy every time I would have a question or anything like that, he'd be like, you have a key to my apartment. this, blah, 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 blah. I've told my mom about you. Why would I cheat on you and do all that? You can have the password to my Ring camera if you want. And I would tell him, like, that doesn't mean shit. A man will find a way. And it's just crazy how he played like he was this good guy, and he loves love, and he's a romantic guy, and he doesn't believe in cheating either. And he would even say things like, oh, you better not be sleeping with nobody else, you know, like whatever, like how I would do with him. The fact that like this is happening to me is just insane. I never would have, I really wish this was a dream, because I love him. Like, obviously it's over now. There's no going back. There's no repairing this damage. I feel like I'm forgetting some important drama or whatever parts of this, but overall this is just an insane situation that me and this girl are both going through right now and having to process. I really feel bad for her, because right now she's still in another country from her own, alone, because he got a different room. Like, they're not together right now. This man tried to say, oh, we're gonna talk in person. This wasn't supposed to go on about the relationship with her. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we've been dating for a year now. You've been dating her for 2 years. This man is so fucking insane and stupid, and I've just never met anyone so insane in my life. I thought the last guy that cheated on me was bad, but this has really done a number on me, and I'm not trusting anyone ever again.
Okay, I'm finna do a story time on how I found out about the other girl on my fucking birthday. On my birthday. Okay, so we gonna give the boy, we gonna name him Paw Patrol. If you know, you know. So Paw Patrol. So Paw Patrol, me and Paw Patrol was talking for like on and off. I'm gonna give you like a year. We was talking on and off though, like very off though. On and y'all get the point. So we was talking on and off for like a year. So boom, her birthday in August. So before this, we was already teased like. So I'm like, okay, we really was on in like April. We really got on in like April, maybe May, every May, something like that. So I had never had no speculations of him. I never like thought, yeah, he talks about it, bitch. I never really thought it. Like, I always joke, but I never really thought he was actually doing shit. So boom. Okay, first, let me give y'all some red flags. We never went nowhere. Like, he used to always make an excuse as to why we could not do something. Like, if it wasn't football, it wasn't happening. Like, it was just football. And I'm like, damn, bitch, you irritating. Like, you don't do nothing. Like, but he would go out with his own boys. So I'm just like, you can go out drunk, but you can't go to a fucking arcade. Like, damn, bitch, you can't do nothing. But if it's not football, so boom. First, okay, I'm gonna give a backstory, because if I go straight to the party shit, then it's not gonna be long enough. So boom, he wanted me to go to his spring game, so I made it my mission to go. Mind you, he live far as fuck from me. Like, he don't live close. It's not a short drive to where he was at. And my mama actually took me. You know, oh, I would never win for real. If I was new. So I go to his game or whatever. I'm sitting with the mama, the damn auntie, the cousin, the grandma, the uncle. I'm just like, oh, I didn't really mean to meet all y'all, but hey, I already met his mama. His mama is so sweet, so nice. She real cool. She cool. I don't got no problem with the mama. Girl. Okay, so boom. I was at the game. I got there overly late. I got there when halftime started. So I got there right before they walked out. So he gave me a hug or whatever. I was overly head on heels. After the hug, like, we could up here. I don't know why we didn't take no pictures after the game, but we took a pic. The picture's ugly. But okay, so boom. His mama meet my mama at the game. They chopping up that story. His mama know my family, and they already cool. It was already connected. Like, we was supposed to be a power couple. Anyway, okay, so his mama met my mama at the game. They was talking for a smooth 15 minutes. Oh, I met his best friend mama. His best friend mama talking to my mama and everything. So I'm just like, okay, maybe I should have been talking to you. Maybe we should have been like locked in. So boom, he would be like, oh, I don't really want a relationship right now. I'm not really in a relationship. I don't want a relationship. But it was like, but we knew it was like we only talk to each other though. Like, but we not. I don't know how to fucking describe it. Like, if you know, you know. Like, it was one of those. We would be on friend like with Key. Like, we had a group chat. It was really cool. Like, boom. So this summer we both had camp in like the same week. So we planned when we got back from camp that we was gonna go to out eat and arcade or whatever. So I couldn't go because my mom went out of town fucking up my class. So we was rescheduling it. We had rescheduled it like 3 times. And like I said, it's not football. It's not top priority for him. And that's not, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, okay, you worried about your career or whatever, but nigga, you really made it. He was already committed. He was already there. Nigga, you made it. Like, what the fuck? We can go to the fucking arcade and out to eat. It's not gonna stop anything I try. So this time me and I had a nigga friend, because the nigga friend really be knowing. The nigga friend really be knowing what the fuck going on. So fast forward. Before we went back to school, he came and seen me or whatever. And then, boom, my birthday at the end of August. So boom, I had a birthday dinner and I was going out after. So his mom talked to my mom about coming for everything, and it was like, that was my nigga. Like, that was my nigga. So on my birthday, I did it that weekend. I didn't want my birthday, my dinner. So boom, I was late. Everybody was over there. I was late to my own shit. So he was there. He got me flowers. He got me a car. He got me my food. It was so cute. The flowers came in the vase. It was really cute. Real cute. So he was being so okay. So we had went into pictures outside of the restaurant. Them pictures so cute. I'm mad we didn't get to pop out with them because them pictures are so freaking cute. Like, them pictures is really cute, but nah. So we took pictures and everything. So we go back in. We said, no, he being so like quiet, and I know that's not how he act. I know he was around people that he didn't know, but everybody there knew him, and he knew Zaya, he knew my cousin, like he knew people. So he was just being really quiet, like on his phone, like just on his phone, just sitting there. And I'm like, why are you like talk? Like, and my family and the people that were there is very like welcoming. They not like, who the fuck is that? They not like that. They're very welcoming. So if he would start talking or like, it would have been, geez. So he was on the phone, so I take the phone, but y'all, on anything I love, I had no intention on going through this nigga phone, especially not that day. Take the phone. It's just like I just have it with my phone. Like, it's just right here. Mind you, I forgot how we got brought up, but he was like, I was like, something about password came up, and he was like, that's not his password number. Okay. He said that was his password number. Keep that in mind. So boom, I take the phone, and I had so many people there. The restaurant was really not that big. We took up damn near all the restaurant. So I'm going to the other table and talking to my friends, like make sure everybody feel welcome and that they know I'm appreciative of them coming to my stuff. So I'm walking around, and my friends was like, oh yeah, the bathroom is cute, So I'm like, okay, y'all want to go take a picture? Or one of them like, let's go take a picture. Somehow we end up in the bathroom. I got the nigga phone still. We end up in the bathroom. We taking a picture. So I realized I got the phone. I'm like, y'all got his phone. What should I do with it? So they like, don't do it. They're like, don't do it. So I'm like, I'm doing it. So I open the phone. Mind you, I don't even know why. Good thing I did it, but I don't even know why I did it because I didn't have no speculations of him doing anything. Like, I really didn't think like nothing of it. I go to the phone. I go straight to Instagram. He's talking to a bitch. It's a bitch, and they like beg. Well, I think they were on bad terms at this time because she was like, unblock me, beg on some shit. Like, he like, no. No. But he probably won't block me because he knew he was gonna be with me. So then I go to iMessage. Nothing there. But it's just, I don't like a nigga best friend. I don't like a nigga girl best friend. And I'm gonna die on that motherfucker. I'm a nigga girl best friend, but I don't act like that. Mind you, I had already brought up to him about the stuff I didn't like that she did. Like, if he posted a picture, she in the comments with OD red hearts, I love yous, and they're like, bitches, you girlfriend, or I'm confused. And I brought it up to him because I'm gonna say how the fuck I feel about anything. She like, oh, I miss you. You don't miss your bestie. He like, no. And then she like, come, he come pull up on me, come up here. Messages, it's no messages, and then he just tells her I'm here. Mind you, he could never come to my house, never pull up. He drove. He could never come to my house. Bitch, your best friend talking about, oh, I miss you, come over here. Girl, Buddy had a car vlog. I said, oh, this your bitch. This is your bitch. Why do y'all have a car vlog? So after a while, he sent Key to come get his retriever's phone, but not that I gave a fuck, because Key like, what you seen? And I told her, she like, what the fuck? So boom, my dinner was nowhere near over. We hadn't even got our food yet. So then I go back out there. I'm sad as fuck. I was sad. Like, if I could have cried, I would have. Like, ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way. So I'm over there just irritated as fuck. Like, it's so much tension. Key texted me like, girl, smile, do something. And I was only having this. I texted him, I'm like, bitch, you're weird. I was texting going up. He was like, what are you talking about? But you know what I'm talking about. So then we go talk. It's like everything and not put my motherfucking hands on him because it's just like he was on some nonchalant. Like, like you could tell he cared, but he was on some nonchalant shit. Like, bitch. So we better talk. All of my homeboys come back there. You could tell he was intimidated, like for real. And I'm like, y'all chill. They just all doing too much. I'm like, y'all chill. Bye. Let's go. So that's why he didn't go out with me after. He cool now. We cool, but I'm not a few people fuck with him. Wishing the best though.
On my way out of the gym today, I noticed a man waiting outside. This man was staring at me the entire time I was in the gym. So I see him waiting outside. I don't know if he's waiting for someone to pick him up or whatever, but he's outside the gym on a bench waiting. And I hear him say, "Excuse me." Mind you, there are other people in this parking lot. So I'm thinking he could be talking to anybody, but he's probably talking to me. Then I hear him say, "Excuse me," again. And I proceed to walk to my car. Then I hear him say, "Bitch." And that's when I know he's trying to talk to me. He's trying to get my attention. So I keep ignoring him and I keep walking to my car and I turn around to see his whereabouts and he is walking towards me. He is following me to my car now. I start to walk faster. I pick up the pace. I throw my bag in the trunk. I rush to the driver's side door and I jump in my car and I lock it. This man comes up to my passenger window and asks me to put my window down. I just look at him and I shake my head. I was ignoring you intentionally. And then you called me a bitch. And you expect me to put my window down to hear you out, to hear what you have to say to me? You called me a bitch. And then you followed me to my car. Are you fucking kidding me? What is wrong with you men? That is so fucking creepy. I have never been so scared to leave the fucking gym in my life. This is what what women have to go through because you men can't take fucking silence or no for an answer. Take a fucking hint. I don't want to talk to you. You're creepy. You stared at me throughout my entire workout and you waited for me to leave the fucking gym. Get a life. And he is so lucky he didn't stand behind my car because I would have fucking hit him. I would have fucking hit that man with my car. Don't fucking test me. I was not expecting that video to gain so much traction, so I thought I'd hit you guys up with an update. I reported the guy at my gym today, and he is now banned. It was actually kind of funny because I walked in and I scanned my card, and the guy at the front desk said, "Oh, there's that famous keychain." And I had no idea the keychain on my keys was famous, but it says "fuck off." And I very much carry myself that way. Like, I walk around the gym with a strong, resting bitch face. It's just my face. And I lift pretty heavy. The fact that that man yesterday at the gym was watching me work out, he knew that. He knew that I had my resting bitch face on. And he also knew that I was lifting very heavy. So I'm really confused as to why he thought it would be okay to harass me in the parking lot in the first place. Yeah. So I told the front desk everything that happened to me. They wrote down notes and they said that they were going to check the footage, find who the guy is, and ban him, which is great. I love my gym. They did a great job dealing with this, and they said that they would keep me updated. So I don't think this man from yesterday goes to the gym very often. First, it doesn't show. And second, I think I've seen him there like one other time maybe. And I'm pretty sure he hit on me in the parking lot that time too. But yeah, so he's banned. I did want to address a couple things from my video yesterday. People were very concerned with the fact that I threw my bag in my trunk instead of my passenger seat. Fair concern. I do want to say I drive a very big car. And, well, very big compared to me. So it would have taken me longer to move everything I had in my hands, like my water bottle, my phone, my keys, into one hand and then toss my bag into the passenger seat than it would have to toss my bag in the trunk and run to the driver's door. And I have to pull myself into my car. Okay, that's how tall my car is compared to me. So yeah, that was the number one concern I wanted to address. The second concern I wanted to address was a lot of you guys were telling me to use my Second Amendment right. I get your concern once again. However, I live in a fairly safe area. And this has never happened to me before. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been a little skeptical in parking lots, but I have never had to, like, run to my car. So, because I live in a fairly safe area, it would have been pretty unreasonable to pull out a firearm. I get your concerns, but I would much prefer to get out of the situation than make it worse. Or even even getting into a brawl in a gym parking lot, that's insane. I'm not doing that. That's just out of principle. I don't want to do that. So yeah, thank you for your concerns. And thank you for all your comments. Like, I was a little worried that people were gonna comment stuff on that video being like, oh, what were you wearing, blah blah blah, but like nobody did that. You all had my back. Thank you so much. So yeah, there's your update. He's banned. We win. I've gotten some comments on my post from yesterday saying like, and that's why I don't go to the gym, or I hope that doesn't scare you from going to the gym anymore. No. We don't let men win in this world, okay? Not anymore. We don't let them take us away from places that we like to go to. And so often, I notice that I'm the only girl lifting on the floor with a bunch of men surrounding me. Very often I notice that. And I think to myself, that's okay. I will carry the team for us women today because someone has to. And women, please start going to the gym. If not to better yourself, do it out of spite to piss off men. Take away their sanctuary from them. Do it. Take up space. We don't let men win in this world. That is why I got that man banned from the gym today, because he is not going to come to my gym and make me feel uncomfortable to the point where I don't want to go to the gym anymore. No, he's going to get banned from my gym because that's my gym. That's where I go to work out, okay? So change your mindset on that. Don't be afraid to go places because men are around. Make them afraid to be around you.
This is going to be such a long story time, but I'm like, just not well. It's almost 1 a.m. Guys, I went on a date with a fucking weirdo. I went on 2 dates with, didn't know he was a fucking weirdo until whatever just happened tonight. Look, the first date, things were going well. I don't drink. So the first date, he's like, we should go to this dive bar and play darts, but are you sure you're okay with it if you don't drink? And I was like, yeah. And he's very smart, whatever. He studies neuroscience. He's God's gift to earth in terms of analyzing people and knowing their patterns and behaviors and whatever. Well, I'm pretty woke too with all my therapy and whatever. So I thought maybe this would be a good mix. Well, of course, towards the end of the date number 1, it just goes to shit. There's just this weird attitude. He clocked me. He literally clocked me with some truth, but he was basically I'm not even gonna get into it. It was so crazy. His tone is what triggered me. His tone triggered the fuck out of me because who says that to someone they don't know? So I start dissociating. I'm just something doesn't feel right. But then I get in my car and I'm well, the 3.5 hours before that were really good. And I'm maybe I misinterpreted, maybe I overreacted. And the next morning upon reflection, so that night I could barely go to bed. He also hearted my message. So I was am I getting ghosted? I just told you I want to go on date number 2. It was a yellow flag that needed to be explored more. So the next day I wake up, I'm sick. I'm literally I don't do well. When I just have that off feeling. So I was off that night. I was off the next morning, but I thought maybe I'm just nervous. I don't know. I just didn't listen to my intuition, and my intuition and my body were obviously what the fuck. And I was I could kind of see his perspective. So I am known to be dramatic and overreact. So I contemplated, whatever. I ended up double texting him. I was I think my message came off aloof. I didn't like your tone, but I'm still very much interested. We start texting. We're great. There's a couple little things said that I'm just that doesn't sit well. But with dating, you don't know somebody, you can't read their mind. So you really give the benefit of the doubt. So then he's wants to see me again tonight. And I'm great. And so he drives over an hour. I was 15 minutes late. He claims 20, but I think I was 15. Also, I'm late to everything. I warned him on the first date that I'm late to everything. I warned him earlier today that I'm late to everything. And it's not even an excuse thing. It's I guess it's just something I'm not willing to change. I'm not willing to be on the fucking dot to keep up with other people's schedules. I did the best I could to be there on time. That's that. Not even life shattering. And I could just tell it pissed him off so much. He felt so disrespected by that. And sure, that's valid. So we start bickering again, and we're just this ping pong. He's got to be right. I've got to be right. And then it's it's not even about right and wrong. It's we both have strong opinions and they're not in sync. So then we keep drinking. He's drinking again. I'm sober. Let's just fast forward to the end of the night. He's had 10 tequila sodas. 10 tequila sodas. It's date number 2. I just think that's weird. Not even weird because I'm sober, but at the end of the day, he's yeah, how do you feel about me, drinking? How does this make you feel? And I was well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care that you drink, but this is a lot. And he was relatively coherent, but he was doing a lot more flirting. He was being he started to get that asshole tone again, he did at the end of the other date. And he's well, I don't care what you think. And I'm then why did you ask me? And he's yeah, I mean, I'm the exact same. I'm the exact same when I'm drunk versus when I'm sober. Buddy, you have a master's degree in neuroscience. from John Hopkins. And you're going to sit here and gaslight me that you are the exact same whether you are dead cold sober or have 10 tequila sodas in you. Okay. Earlier in the night, told me that someone in his family from alcoholism. Then I start thinking about the fact that beginning of date number 2, tonight, when I first saw him, he had just drove an hour from Tampa. He had alcohol in his breath. I'm sorry, how do you already have alcohol in your breath? Did you take a roadie? It's fucking weird. And I was already uncomfortable about the fact that the other night he had 4 drinks and drove home. Like, to me, I just don't drink and drive. And then he hits me with I've dated like you. So tonight he's like, I've dated girls like you love. He's like, ones that are new to being sober, whatever, like a year sober. And they want everyone else. And he was like, so what? Like, you're allowed to go party and be how you used to be and be upside down and twerk and like whatever. Because I was telling him that I used to live a very wild life. And he's like, and I said, yeah, but back then I wasn't intentionally looking for a husband. Back then I wasn't actively, intentionally dating. And even back then, when I was getting fucked up, I was never into men that drank obsessively and drank too much. And I sure as hell wasn't into men that drank and drove. So what's your point? So I'm getting like so irritated. And he's like, well, I just don't care how you feel. And I'm like, that's fine. But like, then don't ask me how I feel. And we're just like doing this weird dance. And he's like trying to literally gaslight me and convince me that he's the exact same sober versus drunk. If anything, he's even better drunk. And you guys, so then he's like, so where'd you park? Like, I can tell the date's a wrap. Like, we are going downhill. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is this happening again? Like, am I being dramatic? Am I asking for too much? And then I'm reflecting earlier in the night, he had said, like, he couldn't pick a lane. Like, earlier in the night, he's like, it's so admirable that you don't drink. Like, I've always wanted to not drink. And then later in the night, he's like, yeah, like, I just wish you, like, drank. Like, I wish I, like, got to meet that Kristen, or, like, that would be fun. He also told me he thinks I'm building up dams. He was like, I just feel like you're building dams. Like, you're not letting yourself really feel. You're not being open to me. Like, he was trying to convince me I'm not, like, emotionally available, I guess. And I'm thinking, it's date number 2. Like, what do you want me to be doing? Sucking your face and sending you cookies to your job and showing up with a love letter? Like, we were moving at a very healthy, like, I don't know a ton about dating, especially not healthy dating, but I've done a lot of work on myself. And I'm sitting here thinking, what the fuck? Like, for once in my life, I'm being emotionally mature and I'm not love bombing. I'm not being love bombed. And I'm just sitting here having real ass boundaries. And this man's convincing me something's wrong with me because I'm not opening up on the level that he needs me to open up on. But yet we're talking about really deep shit. And he's like, yeah, you're opening up with your intellect, but not your feelings. What the fuck does that even mean? And anyway, he proceeds to walk me to my car. He makes a sassy comment. And I'm just like, why am I letting this dude fucking walk me to my car? Like, this is a wrap. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to go this way. He's like, no, we're going to go to our car. They're like, no. Like, I'm going to go the opposite fucking direction of you. Good night. And he's like, good night, love. Like, and knowing we're never going to speak again. And then he gets in his car and he drives off and he drives an hour home. And I wouldn't be surprised because he had 10. He literally corrected me when I said I thought he had 8. He had 10 tequila sodas, got in the car and drove home and works for the government and was military. And I'm just like, oh, so you're a full-blown alcoholic. Like, oh, he also told me on the date, he was like, yeah, I just have like an oral fixation. It's like, I just always have to be like drinking. I'm sorry. I've never heard that excuse where instead of admitting you're an alcoholic, you say you have an oral fixation. If you have an oral fixation, pick up a water. Pick up a water, babe. Anyway, y'all, I am so shocked. I'm really glad I went on the second date. He actually gave me like that really bad gut feeling, but I needed to see it through to like see if I was the problem or if he was the problem. And I can confirm I have that sinking feeling that he's like a psycho. And I'm literally just like, you're in such denial and it will catch up with you. And you're 34, turning 35 next week, and you're still doing drugs, you're still drinking, and you picked 2 dates. Like, let's recap. First date, dive bar. Second date, downtown St. Pete, and we're like bar hopping. Like, no. But yeah, he's looking for a wife. And I won't even touch on the fact that he said it's fine to drink and drive if you have children in the car. I gotta go. Like, I can't.
Hi, my name's Grwn. I'm 22, and I've been wanting to share more in here, and I just thought that I should share the most important aspect of my life, and that's my testimony. So I'm going to share that, and I'm going to talk really fast because there's a lot that goes into it. Okay, let's go. From the beginning, my parents got married. They were both raised Catholic. They got married. They had me when they were 22. We went to church together as a family. Not a Catholic church, but that was extended faith. We did not pray. We did not talk about Jesus outside of church. Nothing. And then when I was 6, my dad cheated on my mom, and my parents got divorced. My dad married that woman and had my little brother with her. And my mom finally one day remarried. Loved my stepdad, great relationship with him. Had 2 stepsisters. And then, still wasn't going to church. Like, after my parents divorced, stopped going to church. And then when I was a freshman, I started dating a senior in the high school. So I was doing the absolute worst things that I could be doing at the absolute youngest age that I could be doing them. Fast forward to my junior year, my boyfriend cheated on me and we broke up, which a blessing in disguise. I think I wanted out a long time before then, but I had been in it for so long and since I was so young and I didn't know how to leave. And also my junior year, my dad and my stepmom finally got divorced. I did not have a relationship with her. And also that same summer, I got a call in the middle of the night from my mom saying that my stepdad left. he moved in with another woman. And so that divorce happened. Yeah. And then my senior year of high school, I'm from a very small sheltered town. I was at a basketball game and a boy not from my town came. I thought he was really cute. His name was Jordan, and he thought I was cute. And we started talking. Very worldly relationship. Started dating pretty fast. Went through some, basically since he was black and from the city, he was a gangbanger, and I was unwelcome in homes of people that I thought I was really close with from my high school. And he was not treated very well. So that was really hard. First time ever facing anything like that. And then in May, I was about to graduate. He was a year younger than me. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I broke up with him. That's the only explanation that I had. It wasn't a good one, but I broke up with him. We didn't talk. And then my freshman year of college, I dove even deeper into the world. I found a lot of attention from males. I was going to every Ohio State game day, getting drunk, smoking, and doing literally everything else. So yeah, that was not pretty. And then in January of my freshman year, my grandma just recommended a church to my mom and I. And we're like, okay, we'll try it. So we did, and it felt like home instantly. So that was like the beginning of my walk. Still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Not good, but you have to start somewhere. And the next week, it was like a Saturday, and church was like, hey, we're going to open the doors if you feel like people need prayer. And random, same day, Jordan texted me asking for a prayer. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why? He was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. So that was like really hard. My mom and I went that night and prayed. Still really didn't talk to Jordan until the next month. He texted me and was like, hey, I've been thinking about you. How are you? And we were just catching up. Small talk. Hey, I asked him if he's excited for prom, if he's going. And he's like, no, like they all have dates. They're going to be drinking. And he skipped his junior prom to go to my senior prom. So I said, no, you're not skipping. I'll be your date. What color are we wearing? So I went to prom with him, and that re-sparked our fire. Did not go back together right away. Obviously, I had to regain some trust because I broke up with him, and clearly he had a lot going on in his life. When he was diagnosed, he was given 1 month to live. And then he signed up for this trial treatment that nobody has done before and had great success with it. And since he had such great success with it, it's now released and people are still able to do it today and get saved. So that's like amazing. So yeah, he was talking about remission. They were like going to write things about him and everything. And then after 9 months, it just stopped working. Through those 9 months, our relationship went from pretty worldly to we handed it to the Lord completely, which he definitely was a spiritual leader in that, asking me to sleep in separate bedrooms, like literally just like the smallest things just to avoid temptation, which I admire a lot about him. So handed our relationship to the Lord. Me, him, and his mom started a Bible study, which is amazing. She's definitely my mentor. But yeah, he went from he was going to play college football after high school to by 20 years old in October 24, Jordan was now in a wheelchair because the cancer had spread and nothing was working. And by December 15th, 2024, Jordan passed away peacefully in bed with me, which clearly changed my life. Luckily, that night before he passed away, I promised him that if it's your time, I will not turn on the Lord, like I promise. And I didn't. It went quiet for a little bit, for sure. When he was here, I had things to pray for. I was praying for his healing. I was praying to get through this. I was praying for all this. And then after he was gone, I didn't have anything to pray for. I felt like I didn't have him to pray for. I didn't want to pray for myself because I didn't want to be okay in a world without him. And I didn't even want to be in this world anymore for a little bit. And all my dreams were gone. I didn't want to be a mom. I didn't want to get married. I couldn't even see like couples or like families walk around without just like losing it, because the thought of doing any of that without him just basically I made the decision I will never love again. But that's okay, because one day I will see him again and it'll be worth it. And then started talking more openly about my faith with friends through it, which was amazing. Got texts like all the time, his mom and I, that through his battle he helped lead people to the Lord, which was amazing to hear. And then my mom found her love that year finally, and they were gonna get married in May of 2025, and she was gonna sell my childhood home to move in with him. So Jordan was gone, my childhood home was about to be gone, so I took that as a sign I need to get out of here. So I got my own apartment. I transferred to main campus Ohio State, and it definitely rocky. That year was rocky. Grief comes in waves for sure. But eventually I joined this RWC group. First time having friends of the faith. Like, they not only were on fire for the Lord, but they encouraged my faith, and it was just amazing. And then in August, I went on my first mission trip, which completely changed my life, to El Batey in in the Dominican. And then when I came back, school started, and I got really close with a lot of people, but especially two guys, and just the way that they desired to hear Jordan and I's story, it really warmed my heart, and it was nice to be able to talk about it. And they had views, and they would talk about it openly with me, and they weren't scared to say things, which is amazing. Basically, like, encouraging me that, like, my life's not over, there's a future for me. Still was pretty set on not loving again. And then eventually one of the boys, we'll call him D, just the way that he, like, intentionally went out of his way to, like, hear the story and make sure that I was okay. He would always text me, like, making sure I was coming to group stuff, even when he didn't know that I was secretly struggling, because I would just crawl in my bed and be there for days through the grief stuff. And then I don't think that I ever hit a point where I was like, okay, I'm ready to love again. No, it was like I met him, and it was like I'm open to getting to know him. And so we did. Obviously, there was a lot of conversations that had to be had, because I have quite an interesting baggage, if you want to call it. And so I got to talk to Jordan's mom, because she is my mentor. She's one of my best friends. Obviously, I respect her a lot, so I want to talk to her about it. I encouraged D to talk to his family, because clearly I have an interesting story, and people might be hesitant getting into all that. But after a lot of conversations and stuff, like, and just the way that we met, like, through the ministry and everything, we finally made things official in January this year. And it's just been amazing, like, the way that I can talk about Jordan, and he just, like, listens to it, and I don't, like, feel guilty or anything, like, and then it's like, how dare I limit the Lord? Like, I really thought the Lord said you get one love and that's it. No, like, how dare I limit his goodness? He will give you blessing upon blessing as long as you lean on him. And it was when I stopped making plans for myself, like, yeah, I'm never gonna love again, I'm never doing this, that he opened the doors for me. And it's just been amazing to see. And just the growth of everything. My parents, after going through everything that they went through, I can now do things with both my parents, although they aren't together. I can do things with my mom, my stepdad, and my dad all in one place, and it's, like, a comfortable place to be. Just seeing how the Lord has really just, like, shaped their lives has been amazing. And I'm now working in cancer research with Jordan's medical team. I want to go into ministry after college. I don't quite know what that looks like, but I know that that's what I want to do. And I just want to continue to share, like, my story and Jordan's story, because I think that it has a power to save people, and I know it does because it saved me. And just the way that the Lord has touched my life, especially this past year, in the difference that a year can make from not wanting to be here, not wanting a future, to completely being filled up with love for him, and seeing that transpire into everything else, and desire for life again has just been amazing. And that's not to say it's been easy, but if you are doubting anything or going through something, there's one person that you can talk to, and that's the Lord, but also you can talk to me. I love talking to people, especially those that are grieving. I know that it's such a hard place to be, but yeah, I'm sure there's so much more. I have a lot of lore in my family, so if you have any questions, happy to answer. But thanks for listening. Bye.
Do you or do you not feel bonita is the 2023 version of Marie Kondo's Does This Spark Joy?
I was part of one of the biggest catfishing scandals of the fucking century, and if you haven't heard about it, you're hearing about it now. I am not by any means the most affected victim in this situation, but I have a slight platform and I want to try what I can to get this word across. So the only dating app I have is Raya. I even tried to cancel that, but once you cancel your subscription, you lose your membership, and I'm like, fuck. What if I want to get back on it? So I kept it, whatever. But that's the only dating app I have. I don't use it. However, it's supposed to be secure, right? You have to upload your ID, you have to submit your social medias, all this thing. It took me 6 months to get on. And you have to fucking pay for it, mind you. I matched with a guy maybe in December. We did not talk much. We had one conversation that was maybe 5 messages. He was nothing more than an Instagram follower to me at this point. He was a loyal like. I could always count on him to swipe up and say, you looked good in your recent Instagram post. Hey, thanks, man. End of conversation. I knew nothing about this man. I just knew he was objectively attractive. I didn't have enough conversations with him to care if he was real or not, but obviously I never even questioned it because I matched with him on Raya. His name? Nico Copeland. I would show you who he was posing as, but I feel like that person's privacy has been infringed upon way too much. In fact, spread to thousands and thousands. I just posted an Instagram photo yesterday. Go look if you haven't. I don't give a fuck. That was like my first post where it was just solely me looking Betty T, Betty Awesome. But this Nico Copeland slides into my DMs and is like, oh, nice recent. Hey, thanks, man. I literally just told my roommate, I was like, this man's so weird. He always slides into my DMs, but he never has a conversation. He's weird. Well, that's the extent of my situation. However, I woke up as a member of a 200-woman group chat on Instagram titled, Nico Copeland is a catfish. I wasn't fucking surprised. I was like, oh damn, that's funny. That's fucking crazy. But then I got to reading, and some of these girls are truly victims. This group chat is one of many. One girl in particular, her name is Izzy, and I will at her down below. She took it upon herself to find out everything about this man when she realized he's not fucking real. After she found out who he is, who his family is, where he lives, all this stuff, she took it upon herself to go through the 1,000 plus girls in this man's Instagram following to add them to group chats and warn them about this. But Instagram only allows you to do like 200 people at a time. So she's making separate group chats. I just happen to be in one of them. Her situation, pretty sure she's going to post a story time, but she basically drove to meet this man, went out of her way, showed up at an address that he gave her, and then he blocked her. There's another girl that was talking to him for 2 years. There's another girl that knew the man behind it. Also, I'll show the man at the end. I'll show the man. One girl knew the man personally, and he used this fake account to get to her. He knew her in person as himself, the chud he is, but he used this conventionally attractive photos to prey on her. Also, girls are in this group chat from all different dating platforms: Tinder, Hinge, Raya, Bumble. And I wish I could say, it's in this area. No, it's all around the world, guys. This man, this Nico Copeland, was in New York. Hey, New York, Texas, Florida, Hawaii, but it doesn't stop there. No, he was in London. He was in Australia. There is not a woman on this earth that this man did not want to talk to. Oh, and we got him good, guys. Mainly Izzy. She really doubled down. So much to say about this. Granted, I'm in class and I'm at work, so I'm not fully updated on the group chat. But if you guys want to know anything else, or if anything else comes up, I can tell you. Or Izzy. Like, if you are interested, she probably knows everything. One thing I think that is wonderful is how united women can be. It gave me faith in humanity that girls do exist. And I found them in this group chat. Everyone's looking out for each other and everyone's just loving each other. Honestly, thank you to this mentally ill individual because you united hundreds of girls. So his name is Neve, and don't worry, I'm pretty sure messages have already been sent to all of his family members. And he's very aware because he actually got added to our group chat and sent this. To which most of the girls are not taking that. Most of the girls are bullying him, but sometimes bullying is necessary. Anywho, I'm really sorry to all the girls that actually feel cheated and lied to about this. Also, I want to point out that Raya, get your fucking act together. I pay money to be on your app. You don't even really want to be on the app. It's not really that good. And your whole thing is it's exclusive. Yeah, well, clearly anyone can fucking get on.
Sarah was finally home. Caillou was very happy to see her.
Caillou! Ni hao! What?
This is a day in the life with your boyfriend from hell. So you wake up at 9:30, like not even too early, and you text him good morning after you texted him good night, and he actually never responded to you. But it's okay, because you just assume he went to bed early. You go about your day, he doesn't text you back until 1 p.m. because he just woke up. He asks what your plans for the day are, and you tell him that you're gonna go swimming and that he can come with you if he wants because you're going by yourself. He tells you, hell no, you know I don't swim. You tell him, okay, and then you invite your friend with you to go instead. The lake is like an hour away, so you're like almost there on the drive, and you get a text from him saying, what the hell are you doing? So you're like, I'm going swimming, like I said. And he's like, I told you I didn't want to go swimming, so why are you going swimming? And you're like, I'm going with my friends. I'm not just not going because you don't want to go. He doesn't respond to you for 5 hours. He leaves you on red for 5 hours because he's mad at you. So you get back like 5 or 6-ish, like somewhere in between there, and you're like, hey, do you want to hang out tonight? And he's like, I don't know, because he's still mad at you for going swimming. And you're like, well, you need to tell me now because otherwise I'm going to make plans with my friends. And he's like, okay, yeah, let's go hang out in an hour. So you're like, okay. So you get ready, you go and meet him in an hour, and he gets in the car with you. And then you're driving around for like 10 minutes, and he's like, wait, I gotta go. And you're like, you gotta go? And he's like, yeah, my girl best friend just broke up with her boyfriend, and she really needs me right now, so I gotta go be with her. So you were together for like 10 minutes. He drops you back off and leaves you. You find out later that he's cheating on you with that girl best friend. So you go back home, and you're just like, whatever. You go to hang out with your friends because you're like, oh, he's not going to hang out with me. You guys go to Dutch Bros because it's like the only place everybody goes in town. And as you're going to Dutch Bros, you drive by your boyfriend in the car with his friends. It's like an hour and a half after he like dropped you off and said that he had to go be with his girl best friend. So like it was a little bit of time at least. You just don't care. You're like so fed up with your boyfriend, so you just like are like, you know what, it's fine, I'm not even gonna text him. So you don't text him, and then he texts you at like 9:30, 10-ish. He texts you and he's like, what are you doing? And you're like, oh, I'm with my friends. And he's like, you're always with your friends and never hanging out with me. Can we hang out tonight or not? And you, because you're young and naive, you're like, okay, yeah. So you leave your friends to go hang out with him, and it's like 10 o'clock by now. He doesn't come to pick you up. He makes you meet him in the high school parking lot because he doesn't want to come pick you up because he doesn't want people to see him at your location. You're going back to his house, and you pull up to a stoplight, and another car pulls up to stoplight, and you look over and you see that it's some of his teammates from his team, and he immediately goes, get down, get down. And his teammates are pulling out their phone to take a picture, and he grabs your head and shoves it down so that they can't see you because he's embarrassed to be dating you. That you should have left then, but you're just like, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. So you continue to go to his house. So you get to his house, and he's like, oh, what do you want to do? And I'm like, oh, I don't care. And he's like, okay, just come to my room, we'll figure it out. So you go to his room, and you lay in his bed, and you just make out for probably 30 minutes. And then he tries to put his hand, you know where. And you're like, oh, no, I don't play that. So you tell him, no, absolutely not. And then he gets really sad and mad, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm the worst boyfriend ever. Like, you must hate me. Sorry I made you uncomfortable. I'll just take you home. And you're like, it's fine, but you know that I don't do that stuff, so why'd you even try? And he's like, I'm sorry, I'll just take you home. So he takes you home, and you go home, and you're texting him. He texts you like, I'm so sorry. And you text him back, and you're like, it's okay, but can we talk? He doesn't text you back. You can see he's active on Snap, but he won't text you back. And then you see his location at his girl best friend's house, and you're like, oh, she must have needed more help since she got cheated on after her breakup. And so you're like, whatever, but he does not text you. And then he turns his location off. You can still see he's active on Instagram, but you can't see anything off of Snapchat or off of his location on like iPhone. So you text him goodnight, and you go to bed. And then he texts you at 3 or 4 in the morning and is like, hey, sorry I didn't see this. I fell asleep right when I got home. Even though you saw his location at another girl best friend's house, and he turned off his location. And that's your day in a life with your boyfriend from hell.